Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we would like to present our research on genre analysis, particularly move analysis. The title of our research is How Do Novice and Experienced Indonesian Authors Rhetorically Organize Research Article Introduction. However, before we start, please allow us to introduce ourselves first. My name is Salma Nabila.
And my name is Sahira Nurul, and we are from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia.
Here are the contents of today's presentation. We would like to start with the introduction, and then the method, findings and discussion, conclusions, and lastly, recommendations for further research. Let us start with the introduction.
In the realm of academia, the importance of having good command of writing research articles is in line with the urgency of elevating international publication among lecturers and scholars. International publication rate is still believed to be one of the indicators to measure the productivity and contributions to the institutions. It is also an indicator of academic success of the authors. Of all sections, the introduction plays a crucial role in making the research article valuable and eligible to be published in international journal. A model called SARS, or Creating a Research Space, was generated by Swells in 1981 for analyzing research article introduction. The model was later revised by him in 2004. In the last few years, a considerable body of research has been conducted to reveal the complexity of writing research article introduction. However, little is known about the way novice and experienced authors organize their research article introductions rhetorically. The evidence of linguistic features realized by both groups is also underexplored. Thus, this study aims to address the gap by analyzing and comparing research article introductions written by novice and experienced authors in the Indonesian context. The following research questions drive this study. First, how do novice and experienced Indonesian authors rhetorically organize their research article introductions? And two, how are the rhetorical moves linguistically realized by both groups of authors?
Next is about the method that is used to conduct this research. First is about the research design. This study was designed as a qualitative research using genre analysis method through move analysis. It was intended to capture the similarities and differences between novice and experienced Indonesian authors' research article introductions regarding the manifestation of rhetorical moves along with their linguistic realization. For the data sources, 8 out of 40 research article introductions written in English by Indonesian authors were selected. 4 RA introductions are written by novice authors, while the other 4 are written by experienced authors. The division of the lecturers or the authors into 2 groups was based on the authors' experiences in publishing papers in international journals. For the data collection, the process started with asking for permission to all 8 selected authors, and then the best published papers from the authors were collected from Google Scholar. And then the introduction section of the papers is separated in Word file to ease the analysis process. As for the data analysis, the researchers' understanding were first synchronized, and then a sample data was analyzed using Swell-SARS model, the revised version. And then a session was conducted to give a feedback on the sample analysis. This is the revised version of Swell-SARS model. As you can see here, there are three moves. Move 1, establishing a territory. Move 2, establishing a niche. And move 3, presenting the present work. Furthermore, about the data analysis, each introduction were broken down into sentences. Then the sentences were moved to a table to ease the analysis process. After that, the top-down analysis stage was done by labeling each sentence with a step, and then the steps were classified into the appropriate move based on the analysis model. Once done, the bottom-up analysis stage was done by highlighting the linguistic features of the move, including verb tense, sentence voice, hedging, and citation practices. The next stage involved the comparison to get similarities and differences between the rhetorical moves of introductions written by novice and experienced Indonesian authors. Last but not least, the analysis results were checked by the other researchers to maintain its trustworthiness.
The next material would be findings and discussions. So, about the rhetorical moves of the introduction, the analysis results showed that all introductions employed three-move configuration, as stated on the table shown in the slide. Now moving on to move 1, establishing a territory. Some authors aimed to highlight that the research topic was of great importance and interest among scholars in the field of study. The next one will be move 2, establishing a niche. Differences were evident in the step level. The novice authors preferred to explain more information about what is known from previous literature or research. It was usually followed by the presentation of positive justification to reinforce that the topic being investigated in their studies was valuable. On the contrary, the experienced authors manifested this move by indicating the gap identified in the existing literature or previous research. The last one will be move 3, presenting the present work. Both groups were found to be in common regarding the last occurrence of step 3, step 4, step 5, and step 6. However, the experienced authors exemplified step 1 more than the novice authors, while the novice authors manifested step 2 more than the experienced authors. The obligatory status of move 1 and move 3 work echoes with previous research. Those are Osterg, Rahman, and Tessuto. The reason for this may be the author's academic writing repertoire. However, the obligatory status of move 2 does not conform to Tessuto's study. This might be caused by the differing number of corpus analyzed. While novice authors prefer step 1b and step 2 to establish a niche, experienced authors is concerned with the statement of gap.
Next findings would be about linguistic realizations of the moves. In terms of verb tense, both groups of authors preferred to use present tenses. However, future tense was only used in the introductions written by novice authors. For the sentence voice, passive voices was more dominant in conveying move 1 and move 2. For the meta-discourse, it was found that hedges were dominantly used in conveying move 1 and move 2. More modal verbs were used to present the ideas about the present work among novice authors. It was also found that boosters such as important, positive, interesting, and adverbs very, truly, and greatly occurred only in the novice writer's introduction. Lastly would be about the citation style. It was found that integral and non-integral citation styles occurred in both groups' introductions to convey move 1 and move 2. However, it is found that novice authors preferred the use of non-integral citation style. Novice authors did not include any references in presenting their works, as the experienced authors did.
The next one will be about the conclusions. For rhetorical moves, it was found that all introductions have manifested all three moves. However, in the step level, the experienced authors were more aware of pointing out the research novelty by indicating the gap of previous research than their counterparts. Meanwhile, the novice authors were more preferable to keep highlighting the importance of researching the topic by providing positive justification from previous research or adding knowledge in the field of study. For linguistic realizations, no significant difference exists in the introductions of both groups, despite several differing preferences on using hedges and citation styles.
Therefore, it can be concluded that the author's expertise with international publication partly affects the quality of their introduction. As for the pedagogical implications, this study suggests materials development of English for research publication purposes. The materials need to encompass mainly the significance of conveying a gap to highlight the research novelty.
The last one will be recommendations for future research. So this study suggests more investigation on the influence of journals indexation on the rigidity level of expecting the authors to get the paper's structure conformed to a particular model.
That point brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Good afternoon.